Hi there, it's Dawn McGee here, your Move Nova Scotia Realtor, and today we're talking about something I know extremely well, moving to rural Nova Scotia. And what is life actually like once you get there? If you're dreaming about bigger yards, friendly communities, and breathing a bit deeper, you're on the right path. I grew up in rural Nova Scotia and I raised my kids in rural communities. So after 21 years in real estate, I've helped hundreds of families move to rural homes across Nova Scotia. I'm going to give you the honest version, the good, the bad, and the beautiful of what you should know before you move to rural Nova Scotia. Let's start with lifestyle, because this is the number one reason people say that they want to move here. Life in rural Nova Scotia runs at a much slower pace, but then you start to notice your shoulders coming down. You release, you relax, and you start noticing things like how quiet it is and how bright the night stars are. It's peaceful in a way that's hard to describe until you experience it for yourself. Stopping and chatting while you're out and about is the norm. Folks look people in the eye and generally want to know how your day is going. If you're coming from Ontario or BC, where everything feels a bit rushed, the first few weeks here feel surreal, like a time warp. Now let's talk about what rural properties here in Nova Scotia have to offer. Homes have bigger yards, more privacy, there's room for gardens and garages, and you can often have walking trails and maybe even a chicken coop. More bang for your buck in general. Now, the oceanfront and lakefront properties still tend to be just as pricey as in other provinces, but most areas in inland Nova Scotia, especially outside the 1 hour travel time to Halifax, are the most affordable. It's important to realize that rural homes can vary greatly both in age and condition. Some are beautifully updated, some need major fixing up. Some have been added on to over the years as families grew and as their income would allow. Now this part often surprises many out-of-province buyers. When you live rural, you'll often have a dug or drilled well as your water source. Also, a septic system will most often be located on the property you plan to purchase. High-speed internet is available across Nova Scotia, but it's important to check the quality of coverage before you fall in love with a house. Now, real shocker, rural Nova Scotia means nature. I've had lots of clients who are taken aback with the amount of trees we have here, especially on the drive-in from the airport or traveling between property viewings. Weather-wise, we do get storms. We have the first snowfall around November, but it doesn't stay on the ground until February to late March. And yes, power outages can happen. Most rural folks keep a small generator and it just becomes part of the lifestyle. Now here's my favorite part of rural living. It's the communities. Before real estate, I worked in a community newspaper and got to interview the greatest people along the South Shore. Rural communities have to be resilient and self-sustaining. Volunteers are the backbone of these communities. They get programs going, they raise funds, and they support each other. If you're craving belonging and wanting to make a difference in rural Nova Scotia, you won't regret volunteering. Looking ahead to 2026, rural living is only going to grow in popularity as the homesteading and minimalist movements continue to grow as well. Retirees and young buyers are choosing Nova Scotia for lifestyle and affordability. So whether you move this year or next, now is a great time to start exploring Nova Scotia and finding the right community for you. This has been The Real Deal with Dawn.